One or two relatives came up and told us, start with the brand, that is not an issue, but don't put your photos on the website. So I think those were the initial challenges we faced in this culture that we'd grown up with. But then Anushree and I maybe didn't take a liking to what the family business was, or maybe had our own things that we wanted to do. So we started off with jobs. When we did a 1 month at Amazon, the same time that we launched our brand, we've done 100 orders on Amazon within just 1 week on it.
Hello and welcome to CRU News. I am Khushbu Soni, your host for the broadcast and chief editor at CRU News. This is our exclusive interview series on the topic of Zero Moment of Truth, which is with the organizations who've received funding from Shark Tank India. And it's a recorded session, will be available on our website, that is crunews.co.in, and our CRU News LinkedIn handle. It is my pleasure in introducing our guest for today. We have Ananya Maloo, the founder, and Anushree Maloo, the co-founder at Nuutjob. Congratulations, Ananya and Anushree, for a great achievement. It's a great start to be backed by and validated by three of the key industry leaders, Namita, Aman, and Piyush. I think this is a great achievement so far. So congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Khushbu. I am so glad to be talking to you about our entrepreneurial journey as well as our journey at Shark Tank today with you. And super excited to be a part of this series. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. So great. My first question is: we've heard of the brand, we've heard the story, and how did you actually come up with this product and this brand? But would love to start with you actually telling us a little bit about yourselves. What excited you to actually take a step of starting a company and a brand? uh, did you have any fears of leaving your job and taking out this path? How did it all fall in place?
Never had Anushree and I imagined that we would be able to cater to change through a male intimate hygiene company. When we also never thought that we'd work together, but there was an innate need to be our own bosses someday because we come from a business family. So we've seen how our grandfather has worked around, how our fathers have worked around, as well as our mothers who've been entrepreneurs. So it's really nice to see the kind of business culture that we've grown up with. But then Anushree and I maybe didn't take a liking to what the family business was, or maybe had our own things that we wanted to do. So we started off with jobs. But there's always an innate need to be our own bosses. Uh, to be honest, Anushree and I never thought that we'd work together, partner up together to start our own company because what Anushree has mastered is something that I don't really know of. She comes from a commerce background. I've done arts and I've, worked in literature and, PR and marketing. So it's completely different. And we never thought that, we'd align our skills and start something of our own. So that's a beginner. So Anushree will tell you a little about what she's worked in, but I have done my education in literature and journalism, and then went on to pursue marketing in an entertainment-based company. While Anushree has a commerce background, and so I did my business administration. Then I did my PGDM in marketing. Then for 2.5 years, I was working at a travel agency, and then I was handling operations at a modular kitchen.
Okay.
So
Right.
yeah, and what really happened was the lockdown that changed our outlook. Where I think I just quit my job and come to Ahmedabad. I was actually working in Bombay, And
Okay.
I came back to Ahmedabad because of the lockdown, impending lockdown, and I think because we didn't have anything to do, there was a lot of idle time, and because of that idle time, there were lots of discussions that kept on happening. So, which
Right.
is why through these discussions and debates, I'd rather say that the idea of Nuutjob germinated.
Awesome. Awesome. Great. And how was your experience on Shark Tank?
I think we wouldn't have had a better platform to, uh, educate people about a product had we even not got investment. But the entire idea of us getting selected to present our brand on Shark Tank was overwhelming. To have gone through, say, to have made it through the 60,000 entries that had come initially and to come
Yeah.
to the 60 that were funded is
Yeah.
it was a journey that I don't think Anushree and I'd ever forget because. Uh, it just charted us apart from what we thought of, initially, yeah, how we take our company, and this brought it to a totally different level. Our journey at Shark Tank runs parallel to our journey, our entrepreneurial journey, because the same time that we'd applied for Shark Tank is the same time that we'd almost also started with our company. So it
Okay.
goes hand in hand. So as the company grew, our journey towards Shark Tank also began, basically.
Right.
It takes some time. There are a few phases that you need to go through. You don't immediately just make it, right? So there are a few
Right.
applications that you need to make it through. And
Right.
I think at almost coincidentally, at a lot of milestones, a lot of phases were happening. So, when we did our 1 month at Amazon, the same time that we launched our brand, we'd done 100 orders on Amazon
Wow.
within just 1 month of being on it.
Right.
And that's when we also made it too. So I think a lot of things coincided with, our entire journey at Shark Tank. So I think it was all
Awesome.
meant to be. We'd like to believe it as
Awesome.
so.
Wow.
Once you go to Shark Tank, yes, investment is something that is obviously what you're looking for, but you also
Right.
are going there as the best salesman of your product.
Correct.
Even if you put in crores of money to
Right.
advertise your brand on a television spot, I don't think the kind of attention that Shark Tank India got us through it would have
Right.
come to it, and that was all free. Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
you are the program, you are the ad. You have to be the best salesman that there is to sell your brand on national TV. And if you sold it well, then I'm sure a lot of people would be interested to be a part of the brand story that you're trying to say.
True. Very true. Very true. And I think this is it's a platform where getting a validation is also I think a great approval to the product, etc. And how I saw the episode, the way sharks were excited about the whole concept, product. I think they were very keen on the investments. It was a great episode, and I'm pretty sure with that kind of discussions that they've had has given you great validation on the product. So good. How has your company's functioning changed? After being backed by Namita and Piyush.
So we're still in the procedure of the due diligence. It takes some time for them to come on board as well. So
Right.
there is that the process takes about a few 1 or 2 months. And there's a little um, time that you need to put into deciding what roles that you want them to play. But with them on board, I think what happens is they get very different skill sets to the table, right?
Correct.
And through Aman, what he gets is crazy marketing knowledge. He's a marketing genius, and I think what he gets
Correct.
to the table quite essential for us as a company that needs great marketing and out of the box marketing for
Right.
sure. So I think maybe learn from his genius is something that we want to do for our marketing. Namita obviously with pharma knowledge and a lot of
Yeah.
product variations and everything else that she could help us with. Also, I think she's a great cheerleader for women entrepreneurs in
Yeah.
itself. It's not just pharma.
True.
She gets a lot of just uplifting you in a certain way, a lot of contacts that could be useful in us growing, right? So
Correct.
Namita for
Correct.
that, and uh, Piyush is a, I think, master of all. kind of person who, who will help you with packaging, who will help you with text, more important, how
Right.
you could, but also to look at what better you could do to your company, what's the better good, greater good,
Right.
obviously. So yeah.
Right. Awesome. And
But
how
we've
do
had
you
our
guys?
conversations
Huh.
with them.
Okay. Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, that's ongoing. Yeah, that's ongoing. We keep having conversations with them, and obviously they have. Why don't you try this? There's a lot of contacts that they get us, connected with as well. So
Right.
yeah, it's really amazing to be a part of that small network that or a small network with that network that they open doors to. So yeah.
Right. Right. Awesome. So how did you guys decide to go ahead with the offer? I think what you put across versus what you actually accepted. I think that there was a difference, right, on the valuation, and also the fact that you decided Amitabh and Piyush over the other two. So how did that decision? How did you guys decide on this in such a short time?
I think what I think what they brought to the table is why we chose them compared to a lower equity because, like I mentioned, what the skill sets are
Yeah.
something that we want as a brand at the moment. No beef or nothing against Ashneer and Anupam. They've grown companies on their own, and I think Anupam has
True.
invested in over 200 companies. So nothing that
Right.
I can say, and I think what he gets to the table is also amazing. I felt really bad once we came out of the tank because Ashneer and Anupam, I never expected Ashneer to be how he was
Yeah.
with us in the tank. I think
Yeah.
everybody else, there was a different way that he'd been and what we've seen and heard, obviously. We were shit
Right.
scared when we went in.
Right.
But I think Anupam Mittal was, favorite cheerleader once we were in the tank. I think the way that he's motivated, the way that he's, spoken to other sharks also to maybe defend us, which was obviously not shown and edited, was
Right.
something that I felt really bad not taking up his deal. But maybe you need to look outside. You need to have a different business angle rather than making that heart decision once you're in the tank. So yeah.
Right. Awesome. And okay, keeping the Shark Tank aside, so tell me your most happiest moment of being in the entrepreneur journey.
Most happiest would be the
I'm
first
sure
time
Shark
we
Tank.
went. Like, yeah, all five of them were interested in investing in our company. That is the moment Ananya and I got overwhelmed and we got emotional on the TV itself.
That's
So I think that is the best moment that we were not expecting all five of them, or we just thought that they are gonna grill us badly.
right.
That is what we have um with the
Thought
other
of,
pitch,
yeah.
the other pitches were like, they didn't get investment, they were grilled or they were,
Yeah.
cross questioned or something. So Ananya and I were like that, we are gone.
Not that they went easy on us. They asked us a lot of questions, but
Yeah,
I think we had an answer for all of them and kind of wooed them with whatever
Correct.
humor that we could try and put in over there.
Correct.
But I think that's the happiest from Shark Tank. I think uh, the happiest moments is when we hear what people have to say now about a product to have welcomed it in a certain way.
Correct.
There are so many people who said we want our daughters to be like you, we want our sisters to be like you, we want them to shatter the glass ceiling, and
Yeah.
whatever little help we as men can do to enable change is something that
Right.
really wins your heart over. So yeah.
Awesome. And I'm sure there must be challenging moments as well, because I think being on the entrepreneur journey, challenges are something that you deal with every day in and day out. So the most challenging moment for the business that you've had and how you dealt with it, as to what other entrepreneurs can learn from that.
So we faced two types of challenges, one at work and one at home. Anushree could tell you a little about home and I'll tell you a little about work. So yeah, once we began, Anushree will tell you about.
so when we were discussing the idea with our mothers, like fathers ke saath, so it was very easy because they only told us that how they were facing this problem, and from there only we came up with this idea that we want to start something like this. But with our mothers, the real concern was like, you are at a marriageable age. How will people take it that, you too want to start something like this? Or how will
Right.
you put something on your bio data that, you have a brand called Nuutjob and you are the like, whatever, how will you
Yeah.
answer
Yeah.
those people?
True.
And plus, our relatives, one or two relatives came up and told us that, don't put your photos on the website in the about us
Hmm.
section. Start with the brand, that is not an issue, but don't put your photos on the website.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think those were the initial challenges we faced that at home, but overall it was good. Like, then gradually our mothers got convinced and they were like, okay, fine. I mean, you can start with your own thing, or we had to make them understand that we really want to do something.
Yeah, I think Anushree and I had to put a foot down at a lot of places. Another part where we faced certain issues and obstacles was obviously finding a manufacturer. Finding a manufacturer who believed that two women wanted to create products like this. To see, also because Anushree and I bootstrapped the company at our own money, didn't take it from anybody else. Uh, so what really happened is that not a lot of them wanted to give products at a trial basis or give it to us at smaller quantities. They say if you want to buy it from us, then you buy it at whatever, say ten
Yeah.
thousand bottles or whatever. You see, Anushree and I were testing the market then. Nobody
Right.
really wanted to maybe help us foster our dreams, but the manufacturer that we found really believed that the two of us could obviously cater to change, but
Right.
also we chose him because he caters to intimate hygiene. He specializes in it. So we didn't want to put out a product just for the heck of it. We wanted it to be something
Correct.
that makes a difference.
Correct.
Correct. So makes a difference and is effective, obviously. So
Right.
that's what happened, and so glad that we did find it. A few other times when we've done a few interviews or whatever, there were people in the comment section who said, "What do these girls know? They don't even have the part." You know,
Hmm.
sometimes
Hmm.
you don't need to have the part and still make the
Yeah.
difference, right? Like it took
Correct.
two vaginas to change the ball game. So
Correct.
yeah, absolutely. I believe that women can do whatever they set their mind to. So there'll be a
True.
lot of naysayers, yeah. But Anushree and I believe that this is a problem that needs addresses. There's a huge market that we could cater to through a solution with this, and it's a very entrepreneurial learning that you create a product that caters to a bigger problem and gaps that for you rather than offering a solution to a problem that you want to create.
Correct.
So
Correct.
that's something that we believed, and because Anushree and I come from the same family and we're sisters, I think we were
Yeah.
both cheerleaders. And if somebody really did feel a little down or was taken aback by a certain somebody trying to pull us down, then I think we cheered each other up. So yeah.
Wow, awesome, awesome. I think this is a great thought, and also that you guys have put your foot down whenever needed and never give up. With all the obstacles, I think that's a great mark of being an entrepreneur. So wonderful. What does the future look like for that job?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that question?
I'm saying, what does the future look like for the company?
So the future, what we really hope to is change people's mindsets about male intimate hygiene to create that market where nobody is really embarrassed to buy a product like this, to remove the
Right.
to have an addressal that this is something that's related to hygiene and cleanliness and nothing that you need to be embarrassed about is what I really hope for a brand to create, and to begin that conversation on why male intimate hygiene is important here in India. So much so
Correct.
that there's a huge disparity when it comes to women addressing hygiene and males addressing hygiene. That is something that we really hope to cater to through nut job, because that opens a dialogue. Why not
Correct.
be ballsy
Correct.
but stop being embarrassed about something like that? It's not an issue, it's not a medical
Yeah.
issue, it's just hygiene.
True. True. Very true. Awesome. And how do you see technology helping your business?
Technology helping our business, I think there's a lot that Anushree and I don't know. We're more than happy. I mean, I think once we do have Piyush on board, there'll be a lot of tech advances that he could help us with. But because Anushree and I don't really know what we could do, what we could obviously work on is the efficiency of what the product is, to try to cater, try to maybe formulate something that is, because Indian skin types are also very different. So
Yeah.
whatever we could try and do through tech is to find the right product for you, to have a certain system in place that will suggest you know what, if you've got an issue like this is the right product that we suggest. So this is quite a basic, but sure, I think once we do have a team in place, we could offer a more experiential offering of sorts.
Right. Right. Awesome. A great conversation so far. One last question before we end today's episode, Ananya and Anushree. Any suggestions for upcoming business owners who are seeking investments? Any advices or best practices that you'd like to share?
I think we're still we're in the midst of it in the investment round itself, so we're learning. But what I'd like to say, if you're maybe going for an investment round, you need to be trying to be the best salesman of a product like this. If you're going for an investment round, you need to be so convincing that you need to sound like you're selling ice to an Eskimo. They don't need it, but you sell it to them. So that's the entire idea. If you've got that, if you've got the gift of the gab, I'd like to say, and if you could, just market your product right in front of those investors, and I think you've set the table right, and I'm sure they'll help you a lot more. If they, sometimes what happens is they also invest in the person who's leading a company, right?
Correct.
So
Correct.
if they respect what you are doing, so I'm sure they'd see that you can bring a lot of uh, depth to what the company is all about. So yeah.
True. Very true. Awesome. I think this has been a great interaction, Ananya and Anushree. Thank you so much for joining us on our ZMOT episode. It was a pleasure to have you both today, and all the very best for Nuutjob. And also, I'm sure you guys will do well.
Thank you so much. That means a lot. And it was really nice talking to you, Khushbu. And I'm so glad that we got a platform like CIO News to, help us tell our story better.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Good day. Bye-bye.